people yelling, fuck the system. Well, I already did that like an old flame. I was sent to earth with a mission. But first I gotta work through all the old pain, work through all the traumas that affected. My mind, body, spirit is connected. I'm tryna feel good, it's time to heal good. I'm tryna feel good, it's time to heal good. I'm tryna heal.
Hey, I'm Makenta.
And I'm Tabisha.
And this is Heal Good,
a space where we discuss how to take healing into your own hands.
We are so passionate about the continuous journey of healing.
Because we know if you want to feel good, you gotta heal good.
And that's on period, boo. Today, we're going to be discussing 3 tools that you can use to help reprogram your mind state.
Many of our habits, ideas about our identity, and perspective are all coming from our subconscious mind. This part of our mind is not fully aware and influences our actions and our feelings.
It's kind of like a data bank that stores all of our experiences, memories, and feelings. And it can act as a guidance system for our choices. If you're unaware of how your unconscious mind has been wired, you can feel that there's certain blockages in your life, that you feel you're stuck, and no matter how many times you try to change your behavior, you're just stuck in these patterns, and you don't really realize why.
There are many ways that you can activate your subconscious mind so that you can reprogram your conscious ways. You can do this at home, and there are abundant amount of resources online that can help you through this.
By the way, all of these tools are tools that we use in our lives and have drastically just changed the way that we think about ourselves and that the way that we just approach our lives. Number 1, affirmations. What are affirmations? Just if you've never heard of affirmations before, they are statements that you use in the present tense. I am courageous is an example of one that you say it in the present tense because it helps you embody whatever you are trying to embody in that present moment. Even if you don't feel like you are necessarily there yet, you still speak it in the present tense because your subconscious mind really takes words very particularly. So when you say, if you were to say, I will be courageous, your mind takes that as, oh, that's a future thing. I don't have to worry about that right now. But when you say, I am courageous, your system starts looking for courage right now and embodying that.
And it's just so important to be aware of the words or the narrative that you have when it comes to just yourself, because your words are so powerful. And the phrase I am, anything that comes after that is you're literally attracting to yourself.
Because law of attraction is very real. And I know it's like law of attraction is a very like catchy, trendy thing right now, but just try it out in your own life. When you start saying affirmations and you don't necessarily feel like you're embodying it yet, you can kind of feel like you're faking it, and that can kind of create like this affirmation of like, oh, I'm not there yet.
You have to fully believe what you're saying. You're like worried about it. It's just like, oh, you're not really sure, so we're not going to send you what you're asking for. You really have to align yourself, and like that's where the synchronicity comes from, whether it's positive or negative.
Because you might. One thing is if you feel like you're affirming things and they're not really feeling real yet, that just understand that awareness is actually bringing up what else you've been affirming. So if you say I am courageous, but you're like, oh, I don't really feel that just helps you notice like what other programs and what other affirmations you may have going on through your brain that aren't actually helping you. And one thing to actually start believing it is to, when you say it, start actually imagining how you would feel if that was true. Embody the whole experience.
Like also part of the belief, you know, that I feel like that goes hand in hand as well. You have to like believe and know, and then also, I know I've said this before, but patience is an action, you know? So just like really stating that affirmation and being patient and really feeling it, really embodying it.
Believing before you see it, and understanding that these things, we're calling them tools, but they're also, it's a practice, which means it's something that you practice over and over again. You're not just gonna be good at it right away. Numero 2. Is that right?
Yeah, it was like
Dos.
too.
Dos.
On deux, or in Canada we'd say deux.
On deux.
Okay, give me Quebecois.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what? Pardon. Meditation. Number 2 is meditation.
You know, the thing about meditation is people think that they have to know how to meditate before they start. And that's how I was. I was just like, I don't know how to do that. I don't have time. It's definitely a game changer, and you don't need to be Gandhi to start. All you need to
You
do...
don't need to be Buddha.
You don't need to be Buddha, like... You don't need to be Yogananda. People sometimes, I feel like, shy away from meditation because they're like, I don't know how to do it. And I know I was like that. That's why I can like speak from that place. But it's just like, you don't need a certification for you to meditate. Like, you know, you all you need is yourself, some silence, and your breath. That's all you need.
Sitting, observing your thoughts is another way to understand what thoughts are running in your head and actually running your life. And you don't have to, just start small. Like, I know, like, a lot of spiritual teachers will say, like, you got to do hours of meditation.
Meditate for 3 hours. Meditate for a whole day. Stop. We're going to stop you right there. You're scaring away people who are thinking about, you know, tapping into a new tool. Give yourself a minute, and then each day you can add on another minute if you feel like it. Another 5, another 3, whatever. You just give yourself that time. You could probably even get to a point where you're not even tracking how long you're sitting in meditation for.
And also, if meditation, if sitting in silence is like still like seems just like not realistic for you right now, try other forms of meditation. Like for me, I really love jogging. I know a lot of people don't like jogging, but to me that becomes meditative because I stop thinking about everything that's around me, anything that brings you into the present moment. And so sometimes even meditation I can get out of the habit, but when I do that, it's just I'll focus on like my breathing, like just focusing. If you can't, it's not about clearing your mind, it's about observing your mind. Anything that brings you into a state of
just being present.
Awareness.
You really hit the nail on the head with that one, because that was another thing when I started meditating where I was like, these thoughts are loud. Quiet? So what's going on? Like, you know, but it wasn't just about clearing my mind. It's just observing the things that come up, you know, and again, reprogramming those thoughts that come up, or just making myself more aware of it so I can start doing the work necessary to, you know, change that for myself.
And I love a guided meditation. Guided meditation, and there's meditations catered to like every different thing, like meditation for focus, meditation for calm, meditation for sleep. So just try it, and like again with new tools, don't overwhelm yourself. Start small. It's okay. Just start small and reward yourself for small changes, because we're never gonna get anywhere if we expect that we're gonna be master on the first try. You'll never become a master if you don't try, because you don't start there. A minute a day is better than nothing.
Number 3, EFT, which is also known as Emotional Freedom Technique. Tapping.
Yes. Tapping.
Shout out to Sweetie. I need to, you put them on this one. Because this one,
you have to suspend your judgment and not worry about how weird it sounds, how weird it looks. I promise you, it works. I overcame stage fright with this. I used to have very bad anxiety, which I'm gonna probably talk about all the time, because I used to have anxiety so bad that I would have regular panic attacks to the point where I would faint out in public. It's embarrassing. I'm gonna read this. EFT is an alternative treatment for emotional distress and even physical pain. It originates from Chinese medicine, and it involves tapping on body's energy meridian points. It also involves concepts of acupuncture, neuro-linguistic programming, energy medicine, and thought field therapy, which you could Google all of those things individually. I'm not gonna get into them right now. It's helpful during moments of crisis. It is helpful for symptoms of anxiety and depression. It has been used to treat PTSD, but it is also great for everyday use, just to program yourself for your day. So the only way I can really explain this is kind of by giving it an example, is you tap on different parts of your body. So the parts, you start with framing a statement. So for example, I'll just use the example of stage fright. Basically what you do is you state the thought out loud of what your problem or what thing you want to reframe, and then you reframe it as you tap on these points. And these are like your energy centers. So tap on these points, it's like your whole system, your whole nervous system wakes up and is actually getting to your subconscious mind and actually getting to the root of where these ideas come from. If you don't believe me, go, there's science behind it, go do some Googles. But basically, so for the example of stage fright, I would start and I would do the karate chop and just tap here like this and say, and start off by taking full responsibility for your own well-being. So I take full responsibility for my own well-being. Even though I have stage fright, I choose to love and accept myself. So that would be your framing statement. And then you start, so here, so I'll just give an example. This is not like, there are videos you can watch, but for example, like, even though I have stage fright, I choose to love and accept myself. Even though I have stage fright, I am willing to get on stage. Slowly, how you take the problem and you reframe it as you go around. And then what you do is you rate before and after on a scale of 1 to 10 how much anxiety or distress you feel. And then the end, you rate it again. And you can keep doing it. And that number, I promise you, will go down. I was skeptical, but I was at a point where I was just so desperate to not feel this way that I was willing to try anything. So, and in doing that, not that I don't get nervous on stage, but now I'm able to understand that those nerves are excitement. Feeling nervous and feeling excitement sparks the same response in your body. So through reframing that, I've been able to just feel excitement instead of feeling like I'm gonna completely crumble. And you can do that with so many things, from like quitting smoking cigarettes to food addiction to just wanting to feel present during the day. One person who I would highly recommend checking out their videos is Brad Yates. Brad,
shout out to Brad, because Brad is doing some things.
He has,
like, so good.
He has videos on almost any topic.
Anything you're looking for, anything. EFT is like affirmations and meditations combined. You know, it's so powerful.
When you start doing it regularly, that's the thing for all of these 3 tools. Regular practice of them is what will make you see results. And
like anything, right?
And you don't have to do all of them, but just try and see which ones you feel good, or if there's one that you're like, that sounds interesting. Just start out with that. And I actually started with EFT first before meditation, and before meditation around the same time, and that's how I discovered it. But maybe do like a 7-day challenge where you say, I'm gonna try one of these once a day for 7 days.
I know I started with meditation, and then affirmations came in after, and then EFT I was kind of like, but I'm like, it makes so much sense. It's literally both of these things combined, you know. And I have days too where I'm like, I'll alternate, or weeks where I'm like, I'll alternate which modality I'm gonna use. Or if I'm having a really crazy day, I'm just like, every hour I'm gonna do each one to stay sane, you know. Sometimes it's like that.
How have you noticed that your life is different from before discovering these tools to now them being like a regular part of your lifestyle?
Oh my, I can't even like see who I was and how I was like operating before. And I feel like the more consistent I am with these practices, the more there is to explore about who I can be and who I'm becoming. I'm not even where I fully want to be yet, and there's definitely been a huge shift in my mind, and that's where everything starts.
And one thing I just wanted to mention that I think about for myself is sometimes what causes us to feel resistant to trying these new things is our attachment to our own identity. Like, just kind of realize what attachments to certain identities and ideas or feelings you have about yourself. That's your subconscious mind. And the more you become conscious, the more you can heal.
And that's what we're all here to do. Let's end with some affirmation. Sorry.
I love me some affirmations right now.
Breathe in. I am worthy of love. Exhale. Breathe in. I am healing. Exhale. Breathe in. I I am feeling better each day. Exhale. Ooh.
If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in.
If there's anything else you would like to see from us, please let us know in the comments. And stay tuned because we'll be putting out some modalities that you could use, some that we've mentioned in here and maybe some other ones. But let us know what you'd like to see more of, and we'll be here every Wednesday helping you and ourselves heal good.
Bye.